Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for your daily dose of Minecraft entertainment. What do we have going on? Well, we've had a lot going on. First and foremost, if you look at my little toolbar on the bottom, you see we've got a new item down here. That is the Shovel of Renewal. So as you know, we've had our little table over here doing a lot of research. We continue to pump out some information. Oh, by the way, I finally got a crystalline bell. A little bit more on that in a moment, though. Yeah, we have a ton of scrolls right now. And these things took a long time and a lot of resources. So, for the best results, I've been using bookshelves now. These things are a pain, but at least once you put them in the equivalent exchange mod, it makes things a lot easier. So anyway, where did we have the crystalline bell? Or what do we have? Any of them? Well, first and foremost, let's just simply go by doing this. As you can see, it's not too difficult once you get the actual recipe for the shovel. Now, what you can do is to make the Thalman shovel is to actually put one iron ingot in with one V's crystal. So we'll put that combination into our table over here to our infuser. You'd put one block, well, you'd put one iron ingot in with one crystal. You would get one thaumium crystal. One thaumium ingot, and from there you can make tools with it. As for the actual enchanted wood, you would take any piece of wood, and technically great wood is really recommended. If you use any regular wood, you'll get 4 pieces, but if you use great wood, you'll get 5. So I really needed the wood. I went and used a plain piece of wood. I put a piece of wood in with another V crystal, and there we got our enchanted wood. Granted, I only had 4, but still, it was what I needed to make my shovel. So going back, once we made the shovel, we used 3 earth and crystal with 1 enchanted wood. There you have it, Shovel of Renewal. And by the way, that can be found downstairs in tunnels and little dungeons or whatnot. Crystalline bell. This is probably the most hardest recipe I had to get, simply because the only way you can get this actual recipe is by putting V crystals in the actual research slot. Now granted, I lost a lot, and I do mean a lot of crystals. Now it's not really recommended to take a large group of crystals out of an area. That's how Taint can get started. But unfortunately, that's what I did in certain spots because I really needed the crystals for research. I don't know why it was so difficult to get, but it took forever. But we got the discovery of the crystalline bell. And we'll go ahead and pull that up, and I'll give you a first-hand view of what it looks like. Simple enough, it uses 1 diamond and 1 glass. And of course, the bell resonates with V crystals. And that's all it does. It harvests the actual crystals without taking them all away. So I'm going to see if we can't get a visual demonstration real fast. I had some crystals I already farmed up here, but let's see if any more grew back. If they did, I'll show you how it works. Now this thing can wear out with overuse, so you have to be careful. But luckily for our alchemical chest, it's very easy to repair. I don't know why I came up here. Don't ask. So how are we making out? Okay, well no crystals have grown yet. As you can see, the crystalline bell will not work on 1 crystal. It will not harvest the last crystal, which is really good. So all these guys will sit here and stand intact while you can farm any more that may have grown off of it. So with that, we can go ahead and put that back now. Oh, and by the way, to get the smooth stone, I don't know if you may or may not have noticed, you can actually use the Philosopher's Stone and watch. There we go. Now it's cobble. Now it's smooth. Cobble. Smooth. Okay. Well, enough fun with that. We're going to go ahead and move on. So, okay. Next thing up. Diving board. Yep, that's a whole lot of glowstone over there. But believe me, it gives off a whole lot of light. So that's why I put it over there. Nothing really major needed there. It's mainly like aesthetics. Like I said, the whole area over there lights up really good at night when it's, the sun goes down. So how are we doing over here? Are we still researching? Yep, and as you can see, we've already gotten about 11 fragments of lost knowledge. So already, we're off to a way better start than what it was before. Oh, by the way, dark infuser. We've made this. Let me see if I can't get the recipe and show you real quick. Now, where was that dark infuser? Now, unlike the regular infuser, the dark infuser uses taint. How do you get taint? Well, as you can see, this is regular V going into the infuser. This dark murky color, that's taint. Now, if that doesn't get removed by some kind of filter or something, that will clog up these pipes. Your only hope will be to break it. And once you break it, that stuff gets in the atmosphere and then it gets ugly. We don't want to break it. And there's this little thing over here. For every depleted crystal we get, we can put the depleted crystals in here. And it'll actually restore them. It'll restore them to something random, but still. The fact that you can get a depleted crystal and, like, have it restored is pretty freaking awesome. Okay, and that was this recipe right here. Show you real quick. There is the thalmic crystallizer. Nothing too major to complete as long as you have one each of a lot of these crystals, plus some gold and iron, and one diamond. And it all depends on what area it's in, and, you know, it just depends on what area it's really in. Okay, I haven't really messed with the axe of the stream. This traveling trunk looks really interesting. It actually follows you around, and it don't burn. So, yeah, that's really handy to have. Let's see, we actually got a discovery for the Hoe of the Mystic. Isn't that interesting? Okay, here's our recipe for the shovel. Done showing you how to build that through the typical Minecraft. Crystalline bell, we've seen that. The crystallizer. Okay, we've had all these. Dark infuser, here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. It's not a difficult thing to complete. Mainly 5 obsidian, 2 iron, a stone slab, and a tainted crystal. The dark infuser works similar to the normal infuser, except it used to create objects of a more malevolent nature. Its speed is determined by the phase of the moon, and it requires some tainted V in addition to pure V. So we do have plenty tainted V in there. We just need some recipes to craft with. And one of them is brain in a jar. I really want to get that recipe so we can craft it. Now, brain in a jar works similarly to the actual bookshelves. They increase your power of your enchants and your research and whatnot. Okay, so the fragment of lost knowledge, we have 13 pieces. Unfortunately, this is my last bit of bookshelf, so I may have to go to Equivalent Exchange and make some more. But we've got a ton of it up there, so we'll just go ahead and let this thing do its thing. Oh, there we go. There's some more. Ever full urn. So we're already getting great recipes from this. Okay, so for the most part, we've gotten Thalmcraft covered. As you can see, there's a lot of discoveries. A lot of this stuff is a little bit tricky to get to. We now have a self-repair enchantment, which sounds pretty cool, but it kind of dabbles in with the Thalmcraft and the aura of the general area and all. So one of those things, it's something you got to be very careful of. Now going back to the shovel real quick, we did beat back a little bit of the taint invasion. This thing will tear through taint blocks, which is awesome, but it's only good for so long because it doesn't stop it. We need something to actually stop it. So hopefully we get some kind of research paper there soon. Wand of Reversal and Charm of Life. Don't know what all that's about, but it sounds interesting enough. So we're getting all kind of great recipes. We're just going to need some stuff to actually craft. I should probably go back and take those off before it clogs up the table. Doesn't matter anyway because it looks like we won't have to worry about it. Alright. Alright, now here's an interesting recipe I just had. And I think this might be really interesting to our industrial craft and buildcraft folks. The Thalmic Generator. This device converts V into pure energy usable on my many devices. It generates Industrial Craft EU, Red Power Bluetricity, and Buildcraft MJ. Very interesting. So this like really ties everything together. It's built by using 4 enchanted wood, 4 glass panes, and 1 stabilized singularity. Now, that's all well and good, but I think to get 1 stabilized singularity is not easy either. Oh, okay. Well, first we'd have to make an arcane singularity, which doesn't look very difficult. But how do you make an arcane singularity? That much I don't think we have. So we might as well keep all this together. And as you can see, we're gonna need another chest for all this stuff. This is just wow. You've got so much stuff, and only built so little in Thaumcraft. It's not even funny. How's this recipe making out? Wow. This one is actually struggling a little bit. I knew it would be tricky, but wow. Just wow. Alright, now this is one of the completed discoveries. It's called the Axe of the Stream. And I feel like this might be something very interesting to make to show you how it's done. So we're going to have to make a Thaumin axe. And then from there we'll have to get enchanted wood and 3 aqueous crystals. So this will be a perfect time to show you how the actual Thaumin ingots are made. Excuse me. Okay, we'll get 3 ingots with pretty much any 3 gems. As a matter of fact, we'll just use 6 of the aqueous. Almost mispronounced. Almost did. Caught myself in the end. So anyway, I don't know if we'll have enough V to actually do this, but it'll be close. Okay, so we came up just a bit short, but as you can see, we have 2 ingots made. And I gotta be really careful because I don't want to overflood this thing. As you can see, it's really up there. Oh, get in it. Get in your home. There we go. Okay, so we have very slow progress because of, well, cobblestone don't have much V in it, so. And that stuff is just getting so freaking tainted, it's not even funny. I don't think this is going to be enough. I mean, it's getting there. Let's go back and try to find something else. Something with a good smelting value. Well, let's just use some dirt blocks. Yeah, I had a feeling that wasn't going to last. As you can see, our crucible is slowly going to overflow. Got to be very careful with that. If that thing overflows, we'll be covered in taint in no time. We do not need that. Let's get our Thaumin ingots and our crystals. Take one more peek at that recipe. Okay, simple enough on a crafting table. We have another chest here I'm going to use for my supplies, as you can clearly see. Alright, so heading back to a crafting table. Let's see how this goes. One down here. What am I doing? Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even craft it. Doy. That's why we don't have an axe. Don't mind me, folks. Just a small brain fart. There we go. There's a Thaumin axe, which we will gladly craft. We could put here. We'll have set up like so. There is our Axe of the Stream. So we can retire this emerald axe now. It seems like when I create these Thaumcraft items, you can pretty much retire the regular. So let's get one more read at that description. This enchant Thaumin axe makes short work of anything crafted from wood. Holding shift suppresses this power. While right click is held, loose items will flow towards you. Interesting. Interesting. So let's pick something for random. Whoa! Whoa! Oops. I guess I should have suppressed the power. Oh my god. Oops. Oopsie doodle. So, yeah, there you have it, folks. Talk about a powerful axe. Wait a minute. Hold right click, and there you go. Wait a minute. Yeah, that thing just, like, totally depleted it. Oh, and it broke. I held the right click button too much. Jesus. Okay. We're going to take a quick intermission to fix my little boo-boo. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of the axe. That just didn't hit one area. That hit freaking everything. Note to self. Next time, don't ever do anything like that again. Wow. Just wow. I have items like everywhere. Okay, maybe that axe was a little bit too much. It didn't destroy the tree, but it did destroy... Well, it did a number. Whoa, almost fell down the hole. Okay. Yeah, we can't even reach the other areas. Luckily, the other areas weren't affected. Jesus. No wonder the axe was depleted in such a short time. Okay. Well. Welly. Well, here's all of our wooden planks. Oh my gosh. Alright, having finally recovered from that little whoopsie. As you can see, for the most part, everything's back to where it should be. There's a little changes, yeah. I mean, you can see over here the area is a little bit bigger. But the main thing is, everything's back to somewhat normal. A lesson was learned, and we'll go from there. Oh, and I finally went ahead and extended the whole ladder all the way down, so no more jumping to the top. This seems to kind of make some kind of sense out of all that. And for some reason, after using that axe, either that or maybe it's just me, this thing looks like it's freaking full. Gotta be very careful. Can't induce any more, can't induce any more trouble than what we have. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this depleted crystal in here. There's our little countdown timer to let us know how long it'll take to recharge this depleted crystal. As we can see, it continues to... Well, I don't know if it's drawing the V, but I know it's working off of something. It's working off the atmosphere, I guess you could say. I don't see any of the taint going down, so that's not a good thing. So, lesson learned today, kids. Do not use the axe of the stream in a treehouse. Okay, any time now we can get done with this crystal. So the whole thing of this episode I really wanted to get done was the fact that we could use a little foam craft, do a little exploration, do a little talking, and then we could do something like maybe some industrial craft. I realize industrial craft has been, I don't want to say abused, but abandoned. As you can see, my MFE has been completely freaking packed out at 128 EU. I've got my mining laser, which hasn't been used in Lord knows how long. And we really got to get back to industrial craft. Show it some love. Oh, okay, here we go. It's done recharging, and we have a V crystal from the recharge, which is really awesome. So at least some things are back to normal. I think the signs have to be reset for what's what. Other than that, we will never, ever do that again. That was ridiculous. Alright, so let's go back. Check on the crystals up here, see how they're doing. Check out the little hiding room. Okay, we got a spare crystal there, and that's about it. I think I might have to actually block off this whole room. Okay, so we got one vaporous crystal. I guess one's better than nothing. So we'll call that a night. Well, we'll call that whatever. We'll go back, put that in the inventory because we don't want to lose it. And I don't want to fall to my death there. I think I've almost got enough to make another actual block, which is pretty cool. So at some point, yeah, we're going to have to use this stuff. As you can see, I was doing a little smelting. I was getting rid of some ore in my inventory. Got some iron ore, some copper ore. And that's not even going to cause a dent in this thing because, look, it's got so much EU, it's not even funny. And I got so much uranium, I could get up a freaking... I can get up a nuclear reactor with that, no problems. Especially with equivalent exchange and the actual Klein star, I can regenerate uranium like there's no tomorrow. I can have infinite fuel if I really wanted. Okay, but we got to put the copper bars back. We still got more copper ore. That is crazy. Well, at this point, I don't think I have to sit here and grind it down. It's pretty much a safe bet. I can just smelt this because I've got enough ore and I can always use equivalent exchange. It's always nice how these mods just go hand in hand. It makes things so much better. So all my resources have been, wow. Then again, I lost so much wood by having that little mess up. Okay, I don't know why that happened. Don't ask me why it happened or why I did that. Luckily it was only 2 of them. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's how this episode's gone so far. Alright, well here's something you haven't heard in a while. We're gonna make a tap. Because we're gonna need some more rubber. My next plan is to get to some terraforming. And that's gonna be fun. So if you remember a few episodes back, I said I was gonna do some terraforming, but it would only be in a last-ditch situation if we couldn't stop the taint, and I didn't want to have... Well, I didn't want to be overrun. Well, we're not overrun yet, but I do want to do some terraforming just in case. So, it may not be this episode, but it very well will probably be the next episode. And it could be into parts. Because I'll show you how it's done, I'll explain how everything is set up, and you know how simple it is. There's actually several recipes you could do when you do a terraform. Okay, looks like our table's still over here from long, long ago. Nope, never mind, that's not a table, that's something else completely different. Alright, so now that we've landed, and we're still about 200 and some meters away. Well, here's an obelisk, just in case I ever need it for Thaumcraft. Now, what exactly, I have no idea. But it's an obelisk. It's doing something rather dark looking. Let's get our tap ready because there's no point in waiting until we get there at the last minute. So we'll get there. We're going to try to get a good amount of rubber. Because we're going to be doing a lot of circuitry building. And we're going to make another advanced circuit. And, well, you get the idea. It's going to be a lot of neat things going on. And at least at this area, it is untainted. Now, why would the tap be all the way up here? Okay, well, at least we got 3 pieces out of it. We can't duplicate this, though. As you can see, nothing to duplicate. Well, I don't know. Maybe we could duplicate it. I think we did duplicate it. That's right. That's right, we did. Oh, well, we'll go ahead and do it the natural way because 24 EMC for 1 piece is rather expensive. Then when we go back, then we can go ahead and use a duplicator. Rather, transmutation table. Okay, so we have our little area over here near the volcano. Volcano's still looking pretty good. Luckily, this is a pretty clean area. And by clean, I mean taint-free. So it's one thing we don't have to worry about. I would terraform this, but I would lose all these rubber trees, and why would I do something like that? Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to a tap on that one. Here we go. Here's some more rubber trees over here. What's the good news? Okay, all the way up the top. Can I get it? I'm gonna break this tap if I'm not careful. Okay, so we'll just use some wood blocks. We'll climb our way up. There we go. Let's go up here and get this sucker. I said, there we go. I hope they're all not going to be like this. It could be a real pain in the rear end. This one may be the same way. Nothing up there that I can see. Could be a tap up there, I can't tell. Or this tree could be absolutely nothing, and it just could be there because it can be. Oh well. Next up. Nothing. All these rubber trees, you'd think you'd get something out of them. Good lord. Okay, well I can't be here all day searching for knots and taps and whatnot. I thought I seen one around here somewhere. I just made myself dizzy now, by the way. Okay, maybe this is the one I saw it on. Or maybe not. Or maybe now I'm just freaking confused. Okay, here we go. Maybe this was the one I've seen before. Not much, but it's something. Alright. Anything else? Anything to contribute before we go back? Apparently there's not much to contribute. Okay, well if we can't get anything else, it may be a good time to go back and get to work. Yep. It's time to head back. Oh well, we got what we needed. Alright, back in action. Here we are back in the treehouse. And this little interesting cluster right here is where I keep my Klein star. Break away that. Klein star, almost at 100,000. You're probably saying, well, why are you doing this kind of setup? What is this setup for? Well, I'm putting my Klein star in this condenser. Because ultimately, as you know, the collectors, they all collect light. By putting the condenser in the center and having these all surrounded within one block, we can actually just make things, it collects light so much faster. So I have one all around, up on top, and I keep one down here on the bottom. Now granted, you know, it's still not exactly the fastest, but it's better than nothing. And, you know, what can I say? I think maybe 2 or 3 of these collectors were handmade, the rest of them were all just basically used with the Klein star. So we got about 94,000. Okay, so sticky resin. There we go. 24, we could probably get a full couple stacks of this. Oh yeah. There we go. So that's all I really need. Just enough to get a couple stacks. Use the pickaxe to take away the collector. We'll throw the Klein star in. As you can see, it already collected about 2,100. So already the Klein star is almost back where it was before. Okay, so you go back there and do some more energy collecting. We'll get our sticky resin. I'm going to have to remember to save one of those. I always forget to save one. You always try to save one so it makes building it a lot easier next time, or duplicating it, or you get the idea. Okay, so we'll save one here. Now the next step, we have some iron dust here. I'm going to break this iron dust down and smelt this. I didn't want to click that. I wanted to smelt this. Oh, good God. There we go. Making a simple task hard, that's what it's all about. Alright, then we'll just go ahead with this. Oh wow, we got plenty of rubber right there already. So we'll just let that build while we work with this. copper ingots. Here we go. First up. How do I want to break this down? I'll do 5 each. Yeah, 5 each sounds reasonable. There we go. So we'll make plenty of copper wire because we're going to make a circuit and then an advanced circuit. Okay, so I'll put 1 extra in. About 30 copper wire, which is good. There we go. Picked up the rubber. So we got 15 rubber right there, plus 6 copper cables that were in there. Okay. Then, let's see, what else are we going to need? Well, I should have, here's the refined iron. Some lovely redstone. We're going to have to make 2 of these. At least we're going to try to make 2 without me misclicking. Okay, so there we go. There's 2 of those. Now to turn one of these into an advanced circuit, we may have to go back up there and duplicate some glowstone dust. Maybe not. Well, we're about to find out if we're going to need more or not. Did I drop the... No, okay, I was going to say, did I drop that? But apparently I didn't. Good. Okay, so one of you go here. There we go. Build around the corners. Then 2 glowstone up and top. And then we have our advanced circuit. So what we will do next, if I can remember this formula right. There we go. And there we have our TFBP, which is our terraforming blueprint, which is empty right now. So let's see. The area we want to build on, we should probably build with dirt, right? So we'll pick up a clump of dirt. Once again, let me see if I can remember. Okay, maybe that wasn't it. Okay, there we go. Flatification. So, as of right now, when we made it, it was empty. By adding 4 blocks of dirt, it makes it flatification, which means it's going to flatten it with dirt. Simple, really. Of course, there are other recipes. You can use sand for desertification, which, don't get it confused, but it's more like desertification or whatever. You get the idea. It turns it into desert. So dirt gets turned to sand, it burns forest down, it gets kind of cryptic, but it makes a desert. Then of course you could put seeds in, which means you want to plant seeds in the ground. You could put buckets of water, which means you want to irrigate them, and yeah. So that's pretty much a quick explanation of what's going on there. So where is our tool of mass terraforming? Here we go. So, for the next episode, which I'm not going to do right now, the next episode is going to consist of actually combining these and making something happen. Now, of course, how all that's going to go down, we're going to we'll see, because I don't even know how this is done yet, so it's going to involve a little research on my part, and I'm sure it'll be interesting to say the least. Don't worry about that. It always is. Go ahead and repair all my gear because I just like having it nice and brand new when I get started. And how are we doing over here? Okay, well this is done. We've gotten 30 pieces of rubber. We're going to get a ton of rubber off of these. Maybe I shouldn't have put so much in there. I might take a stack back. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put this in here. Then we'll go back and we'll smelt down a stack of resin for EMC. We'll help rebuild the Klein Star. But before I do that, I should grab my pickaxe so I don't destroy that collector. That would end rather badly. There we go. Put you back. Get out of here. Get rid of you. So if we get a stack... I might do 2 stacks because I really don't think I'm going to need that much yet. And if I do... the resources will be there and I'll be able to use them again. Let's go back up, down to the little secret hallway. Over 102,000 EMC. Well, here, have at it. So that's what? 24 EMC per sticky resin. It'll do pretty good. There we go. Okay, so we have that refilling back up. Keep the crystalline bell ready. While we're over here, let's just check one more time. See if there's anything else to be collected. Nope. I don't think this thing's grown in a bit. Neither has this taint crystal. I know this taint crystal hasn't grown in a bit. Same with the fire. They must have to grow in certain situations, I want to say. Maybe certain terrain. I don't know. You know what I'm going to do, though? If it's light sensitive, may as well close it off. Yeah, a monster might spawn in here. But that's a chance I'm just going to have to take. Or you know what? Maybe there's too much light in there from the crystals themselves. Ooh, that makes me think too much. Okay. That could be a bad thing. Anyway, not much I could do about it right now. Alright, so I think that's going to wrap up this episode. It didn't quite go the way I expected. As a matter of fact, I know it didn't go the way I expected. At least we kind of rebounded, we rebuilt the treehouse from, I guess, stone and marble, whatever's left up here, to the ground up again. Okay, so we got 8 sheets there. So I guess all that is left to do is to pretty much finish this episode off. Alright, let's finish this. Put you guys in here. There we go. Let's get some knowledge. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you for watching. I hope you found this entertaining or informative, or maybe even both. So if you have, please give it a thumbs up. Leave comments down below. We'll have a discussion about it. And once again, thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day. And if not, then just simply fake it, because it'll be over before you know it. See you again next time. What in the world? Ooh. Get out of here, slap nuts. Jesus. Anybody else? Okay, not so much.